Hi everyone, it's Heidi from HB Paper Crafts. Today is Tuesday, January 7th, 2020. Hard to believe we are in the year 2020 already. Just going to take a second while we get connected to Facebook. Always takes just a couple of seconds to find the video and make sure we're in the right place and it's being shared on your news feed. So it takes just a couple seconds for everyone to find me. And for me to find myself, quite frankly. There we are. Looks like we're golden and in the right spot. So welcome to Tuesday's regular Facebook Live. I'm so glad to be back on track and on a regular schedule. I took a couple weeks off as I enjoyed the holiday craziness with my family. I hope that you all have had an amazing holiday season with your loved ones as well. So now that the busy holidays are over, I'll be back on my regular Tuesday night schedules, Tuesday at 8 p.m., bringing you some fun projects that you can duplicate and create and use in your own creative world. Before we start creating, I just have a few things that I want to share with you. I want to take a dive into our all-new January to June mini, our mini catalog, which launched January 3rd. Very exciting time of the year for a couple of different reasons. One, the new January to June mini launch, and then we're also going to chat about Sale-a-Bration. So first, the mini. There are a lot of great things about this mini catalog. For one, and the most obvious, is that the layout has changed. I think it's great. I think it just switches things up a little bit. The catalog is a bit larger than we're used to for an occasions catalog, so it's chock full of some amazing stuff in here. The front is bold and beautiful and super pretty, and you'll find this poppy set in the catalog, but it really just stands right out for you. I think that has some really great ideas and additions in the catalog. Number one, up front in the catalog, you're going to find all of the bundles. So the bundles for Stampin' Up, you can get the stamp set or the punches, but when you buy them together, you actually save 10%. So in the front of the catalog is all of our available bundles, whether it be dies or punches and the stamp set that coordinates with it. And those are all up front for quick reference for what's available for our bundles. They all do, of course, have their own page. So let's say the Peaceful Moments, this is one of the poppy sets. It's actually on page 27. But just here, just a quick reference for the actual bundle itself. What I think is really cool about this catalog as well is not only is it a catalog, but it's also an idea book. So the ideas that you find, like say in the bundle section in the front of the catalog, are actually going to be totally different from the ideas you find on the actual page for the stamp set, which I think is great. They switch things up. You're not going to see a duplicate idea. So they really just sort of maximizing what you can do and giving you some ideas. So it's used a couple of different ways, this catalog, but it has some great ideas in it. So these, in the first section here, are all the bundles. And then we still have what Stampin' Up! Calls a suite of products. So Stampin' Up! Has taken all the guesswork out of, you know, matching things and, you know, making sure our products coordinate together. They actually gave you a whole suite of products designed to coordinate together. So if you're working to make, let's say for this one, Valentine's projects, it's all right here for you. And it's already matching, already ready to go. The other really cool thing new with this catalog, I think this is great, they have the swatches of the colors, so you know what colors you need when you're going to reach for your ink or your cardstock to create with. You know exactly right off what colors match those sweets. So that's, I think, is a great feature. I'm not going to go page by page. I really just wanted to point out a couple of things. First was that bundle section, but back here on page 58 of the new catalog starts our new kits. It's the new kit section, and there are some really amazing kits in this January to June mini. It has some great fonts. I love these nice big phrases. These are really great. On page, oh yeah, and then again, there are more additional ideas, what you can do with the kit, and then going outside the kit, what you can create with the pieces of the kit. So they're giving you even more ideas in this catalog. I think it's just great. And again, with the suites, so the suite of products, they're just giving you some more ideas here. But we're going to flip back to page 66. So this is sort of a new section in the catalog, and it's called One Concept, Four Ways. So they're taking, excuse me, a stamp set, they made a card with it, but then they changed up that card and they used the same layout to give you packaging, to give you 3D items, this is a little journal, and to give you a home decor item. So they did that with a couple of things and showing you how you can take a card design and you can actually incorporate it in other ways. Like I said, your home decor items, you know, gift giving, all kinds of different things. So I think this is a really great section. I love what they did here. Hi Angela, how are you? And then on page 69 starts this photo index, which I think is amazing. It has quick reference, so you can quickly look at it and look for the stamp set that you're looking for. Tells you the page, tells you the item number. So if you're quickly looking for something, you know right where to go to look for it. And then the same for the punches, the dies, the embellishments, embossing folders, and the DSP. So you can quickly look at the DSP if you needed to reorder, say, some DSP. You don't have to go flipping through the catalog to look for it. You go right here, you look for the one that you want, you have the item number and everything. So I think they designed that really smartly. It's great. And then, of course, they have the new host set, this cute little goldfish bowl here, and it's exclusively for hosts, people who host parties. They always have those special sets. So that's the annual catalog, and that goes through June 2nd. So also kicking off now is the Sale-a-Bration. So Sale-a-Bration is a really popular event. It's Stampin' Up's most popular event of the year. So during Sale-a-Bration, any shopper can earn free product from the Sale-a-Bration flyer. So we start with this flyer. They do introduce some other products throughout Sale-a-Bration up until March 31st. But we're going to start with this flyer, and it actually has a lot of great stuff in it. It really does. It's full of stamp sets, embellishments, designer series paper, and you can get an item for free for every $50 you spend. So there is a lot of great stuff in this book, Angela. I just love it. It's got some really pretty stuff in that new mini catalog. So we're going to be playing actually with this one today, the Gang's All Meer, which is a free Sale-a-Bration set. You can earn for free with a $50 purchase. Also, in the Sale-a-Bration catalog, there are some choices. So, say this stamp set here, you can actually earn it, which is, as you can see, a reversible stamp set, kind of like our Christmas mugs, if you saw those in the catalog, in the holiday catalog. These are reversible. So this lovely lily pad, you can get the stamp set for a $50 purchase, or you can get, you can get the lily pad dies for a $100 purchase. So to get both of them, it would be a $150 purchase, and then you'd get those items for free. So there are a couple of different options. You can get $50 items free, or if you had a $100 order, you can get them for free. But there are some embellishments, again, some designer series paper in this catalog. I have this new stamp set, this happy birthday stamp set with this beautiful cake. There's a card kit in here. This is going to be my favorite DSP, black and white. I love black and white paper. And I have that to play with. And then Sending You Thoughts, a nice nice phrase set. We're actually going to play with that tonight as well. So there are a lot of great things in the Sale-a-Bration flyers to start out with as well. In the back, you'll see that there is the hostess set. So for when you host a party for, excuse me, my goodness, words are hard. When you host a party during Sale-a-Bration, you get more rewards in your, when you host a party. So in this little ladybug set, which I did do a video about, is this little ladybug, and we did this little card here. You can actually earn this set during Sale-a-Bration by hosting a party, a $300 qualifying party. You get this set for free automatically. So these a really cute set there that I wanted to point out to you. And by hosting a party, you don't necessarily mean, you know, invite people over to your house and create. You can also do something online, or you can just pass around the catalog, get orders. We put it all in together, and that counts as well. So if your sales reach 300, that is yours automatically for free. And then there's also the incentives to join. So whether you're you want to join for the discount, or you know, you really want to turn it into something, you know, the choice is yours. But the starter kit is $99. It's always $99. With that $99, you get $125. Oh my gosh, $125 worth of products. Yes, I'm going to make sure that number was correct. So $125 worth of product for your $99, but during Sale-a-Bration, you're also going to get a free mini paper cutter. So it's a little guillotine paper trimmer. And you're going to get a sampling of 6x6 of all of the new Designer Series paper. You're going to get a sampling of all of that in the 6x6 size. And then you're also going to get your choice of any stamp set in the catalog, which it does exclude the Sale-a-Bration sets and the host sets. But so my advice to you would be pick any the most expensive stamp set on your wish list you could get for free with your $99 starter kit. So anyway, this is a great time to do so if you're looking to sign up, again, just for the discount, or you know, if you wanted to turn it into something. People have done it both ways. You could be a part of my team, which is a great team. We have local meetings once a month. So even if you just have a $150 order and you want to benefit, you would benefit if you used the $99 and you got basically $25 of it for free, plus all those additional goodies. So there's some options there, and if you want to talk more about it, just let me know. The ladybug set, Angela, is that the one you're talking about? That is only available to hostess. So it's free if you reach $300 in sales at a qualifying party, or if somebody had their own $300 order, you know, they could tack that on as well. So whether you gather up friends and put in an order, however it's done, once the order reaches $300, that's for free. And it is, yeah. Okay, so there is that. So before we get to creating, I also want to do a little giveaway. So for anyone who shares this Facebook Live video, you're going to be entered into a drawing to win this photopolymer Pick a Pennant stamp set. I really appreciate everybody that comes out and joins me and watches these videos, and I hope you'll share your love of creating with others. So you can put these in... you could put your name in the hat for a drawing if you want to share this video, so that'd be great. All right, so my favorite time, on to the creating. I have 2 projects for you tonight. And as I said, we're going to use that super cute little meerkat set that's in the Sale-a-Bration flyer. This is that free set. If you have a $50 purchase, it's yours for free if you choose that one. So it's called the Gangs on Meer. So we're going to use that set. And then we're going to use another Sale-a-Bration stamp set. Let me grab them here. I've got my stuff everywhere. So here's the Gangs on Meer. It's a super cute meerkat stamp set. It says, "From all of us, we're here for you. Happy birthday to a stand-up friend." Has this little cute little gecko. the cactus. It's really adorable. And then we're also going to use the Sending You Thoughts. It has some great sentiments for all kinds of different card making. So that one's also a free one out of the Sale-a-Bration flyer. So we're going to use both of those tonight. And let's start with this little card. Hi, Georgia. So we're going to start with the card. We are going to start with a card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5. We are going to use a piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5.25. And then I have a piece of Granny Apple Green that's 1.5 by 5. And I actually ran it through my Big Shot in the corrugated embossing folder. So it gave it just a corrugated look here. So that's on the front of the card there. And then I cut a, what is this shape? What am I going to call it here? It's just a stitch nested labels. And these are the dies that have the stitching on both sides. So I have one of these, and that is where we're going to stamp our meerkats. So if you have a die cut machine, I highly recommend this die cut set because, or this die set, because it's amazing. All right, so we're going to start with these meerkats, and we're going to use our Memento black ink because I'm going to color it with the blends. So when we're using the blends, we want to use the Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp these guys right here on my little thing. How cute are they? They're so cute. And then I'm also going to take the piece of Whisper White. While I have this out, I'm going to let this dry a little bit. And I'm going to stamp my little cactus. And I'm going to stamp it a couple of times along the bottom here. I think I need to re-ink my stamp pad. I'm going to go up. And I'm also going to stamp this little meerkat that's coming out of the little hole there. I'm going to stamp him down in here. Like that. All right, then we're going to give this a second to just dry, and we're going to go back to these guys. Now I am coloring with my blends. My lovely blends, you know they are my favorite. And I'm going to, these are the Granny Apple Green that I'm going to use for the cactus. But for these meerkats, I actually used a combination of a bunch of different colors because I wanted them, you know, no two are the same. So I wanted them some different shades. So it's all about how you shade them. I used the ivory, and I colored a couple in with the ivory color of blend. And then when I go to layer some different colors on top, I will change them up just so that they, you know, they're not all exactly alike. I just wanted a little variation in their coloring. And then I used the light crumb cake, and I colored the others in the light crumb cake. And then I'm going to shade with the dark crumb cake on these guys. I just love how they come right to life. They're so cute. I know, there's my word. Everything's cute. I'm back at it. I feel like I haven't done one of these in forever. It's been a while, the holidays, and I haven't been on. And I didn't do a card class in December, so I've really sort of been out of touch. I haven't done a whole lot of creating. All right, so then I'm going to take the dark crumb cake, And I'm going to shade this big guy heavily because I wanted him just a little bit darker than the other ones. And then in the interest of time, I'll just go and I'll show you my next steps. I do have one that's all colored, but that's how I got the color variation, so that you can see they're all shaded just a little bit differently. So then to do their sort of their little halo, and I did the same, sorry, I did the same when I was coloring the ground. I just went ahead and I colored right across the bottom with my blends, and then I shaded in the ground with some different colors, and I added a little bit of the smoky slate, the light smoky slate, to even give that a little bit different look, because I only have so many browns and I just wanted to change them all up a little bit so that they didn't look all the same. So then I took my pool party. So I have a dark pool party and the light pool party. I went around them and gave them all sort of a little halo of the dark pool party to start. And we don't want blue meerkats, so you do have to be a little bit careful so that it doesn't blend into them. And then I'm going to take the light pool party and I'm just going to pull some of that color out. And when I was doing this, I kind of like to go in a circular motion, because if you go flat, it sort of gives you the color lines, and I just wanted to have it sort of like a cloud around them, like a watercolory look without using watercolors. I am going to try this with the watercolor pencils, but I have not as yet played with the watercolor pencils and these meerkats. So that gives them just a little bit of a background look. So here is one that I have, and it's actually all done and ready. And we'll move on to this guy here. So to color the cactus, I used the light Granny Apple Green. And then I'm going to use the dark Granny Apple Green. I'm going to do the shading to give the cactus a little dimension here. And if you haven't heard me say, I love these blends markers. I'm addicted to coloring with them. So I'll just go a little bit down at the bottom, and then right here along these lines just a little bit, just to show that they have some dimension. And then I'll blend all this in again just by hitting it with a little bit more of the light Granny Apple. I probably do it backwards from the way that other people do it, but it seems to work for me, so I've seen it done a couple of different ways when using these blends. I guess everybody probably has maybe their own technique. Alright, so on this card, you'll see I actually used the petal pink for the little flowers at the top. But on my little box, I used the Poppy Parade, and I think it just stands out a lot more. So I'm going to switch up my card and use the Poppy Parade on the little flowers as well, because I really liked it. I thought it popped right out. I just got my first ever Christmas cactus for Christmas from some staff members, and I'm very excited. I've never had a Christmas cactus. Hopefully I don't kill it. I do have a lot of plants, but Succulents and cactus have never been my wheelhouse. So hopefully they're easy to care for. We'll see. All right, so then again, we're going to color the ground. And I actually went all the way across. So you can see built into the cactus and to the little meerkat that there's some what looks to be the ground. But I'm actually just going to take this line and I'm going to pretend the ground goes all the way across like this. And then I'm going to use my dark crumb cake and give it a little bit more. And I'm going to use the dark smoky slate. And I'm just going to use this as sort of creating an extra of those lines that are by the meerkat and by the cactus. And I'm going to tie in what I added on. So it just sort of looks like it's sort of seamless, if that makes sense. And then I'll give this another rub with the light crumb cake to blend it all together. And there we go. So I created myself a little background just by using those little stamps and extending the dirt out a little bit. So I'm going to color my little meerkat. I'm going to use the ivory just because it switches him up from the ground color, makes him pop out from the ground. And I'm going to give him just a little bit of shading to bring him to life. So there we go. So there's our background. So now all we have to do I'll set those right there. I'm going to take my card base and fold it in half. They were allergic to the cactus or the flowers. Is that what? Oh. Alright, so I'm going to glue my background on here. And I did not measure well when I went to cut, so mine's going to go all the way across this time. That's okay. And then let's see, we have our little piece of the granny apple green. That's 1.5 by 5. And because this is corrugated, I actually like to use the tear tape. On the back of the piece here. Alright, I'm going to make it go. I stretched it out on accident. So there we go. And I'm going to take some dimensionals and I'm going to glue my little meerkats onto my granny apple green so that I can get them centered. And they're going to go right here. Like that. But before I do that, I'm actually going to take and I have a piece of the Whisper White, and on this card I use the From All of Us, and that is in this little meerkat stamp set as well. And I'm just going to put it down in the bottom corner. I'm just going to free cut it out. I know that freaks some people out, but I actually do that quite often, just sort of give it a little trim. I can drop off some catalogs, Angela. I will message you so that we can coordinate that. Actually, I should have done it today. I was at a meeting in Lancaster. Okay. And on the end of this, I'm just going to give it just a little flag on the end. Oops. On each end like this. Okay, and so this guy is going to get glued on to the end of our little meerkats here. And then I'm going to pull off my tear tape. Well, in theory, I'm going to pull off my tear tape. I'm fighting with it today. And there we go. And then this guy is going to go right across the top here. And then I'm going to finish him off. I have a little twine, a little piece of twine here that I'm going to make a little bow with. And I'm going to glue that on with a little glue dot once I get it situated here. And then that's going to go just right here. And we can give it a little trim. And then last but not least, I used my take your pick tool and added just a little bling. Just to give it a little something. So there we have it. So there is project number 1. These adorable little meerkats there. Alright, so there's our first project, and I'm going to go ahead and clear my space up here, and I have another project to share with you using these cute little guys. And that is this box. So this cute box has a little belly band on it that's separate, and then it opens and it has some chocolates inside. So these are Ferrero Rocher, but you could put, I mean, this is a good sized little box. It's about 1.5 on all sides, so you could actually fit quite a few little things in there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make this guy now. We're going to start with a piece of soft suede, and this soft suede measures 6.5 by 8.5. I have a piece of the Poppy Parade that measures 2 by 7, and that's going to be for the belly band around the box. And then I have just a scrap of Whisper White and a scrap of Granny Apple Green. All right, so I'm going to start with my scoreboard. We're going to start on the short side. So on the short side of the paper, we're going to score it at 1.5, at 3, at 4.5, and at 6. And then we're going to rotate it, and on the long side, we're going to score it at 1.5 and at 7. So there we go. So again, when I'm making a box, I always like to make myself a little template. So I cut out a template for myself, and I'm going to use that to finish my cut. So I'm going to cut right up these 2 pieces here, and I'm going to cut those away. Did anybody get any crafty presents for Christmas? My husband and I booked an adult vacation in March, so we actually decided no presents. We're just going to pay off our trip, and we did do stockings because, you know. So this last one, we're going to leave whole, and if I always like to just cut off little notches on my little tabs, because I think when you're going to glue it together, that it makes life a little bit easier. It gives you a little wiggle room and helps you maneuver the pieces around. So again, this last piece is going to stay whole, but then I'm going to notch into the remaining pieces here. And then on this piece, which is, hopefully you can see this score line, I'm just going to cut it at an angle on this very last piece, because this is the piece you're actually going to tuck into the box when you go to fold it up. So like that. So I'm going to notch it just on the very end like that. All right, so I'm going to take my chamois here and clean off my cactus, because it's got the Memento ink on it. And I'm going to use the soft suede. And I'm just going to decorate. This is the top of the box here. So this flap here is what we're decorating, and that's this piece on the top. So I'm going to stamp the cactus, and I like to always start in the center and work my way out so that I know that it's centered. Oh, you did get some? Awesome. Got some fun stuff to play with. I did get, my husband bought me a tablet for my birthday, which is also New Year's Eve, to try and organize my life at work. I have so many notebooks and notes and all kinds of stuff hanging around that I wanted a tablet so I could use it as a notebook and organize all my thoughts and file them away. Okay, so while that dries, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp my little cactus again, this time in the Memento. And I'm going to stamp the little meerkat again. That's coming out of the ground. And he's going to sit, I sit him down just a little bit from the cactus. And we're going to make that ground sort of all connect. And I'm going to take my 2-inch circle punch. And I'm going to punch out the cactus and the meerkat. And I left myself a little bit of room right there because that's actually where I'm going to glue my sentiment. So I'm going to punch him out. And I'm going to actually just set him aside so that he dries. And when I go to color him, we're not going to smear anything. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to finish my box. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to burnish all of our score lines. So did anybody make any Christmas gifties this year? Or what fun things do you plan to make with all your new Christmas goodies, I should say? Alright, so we're going to burnish all those lines. And then we're going to fold them all up. So these 4 tabs here are the ones that we're going to start with glue. The tab that we left whole is going to be on the outside because that's what's going to give us that finished look. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. So we're going to start here. I'm doing this all kinds of backwards for you, but and I'm going to do it here. And then we're going to do the outside pieces to finish off the box bottom. Oh, you did make Christmas cards? Awesome. I was such a slacker this year that I did not get a bunch of Christmas cards made. I'm horrible. Isn't that a horrible thing to say as I'm showing you to make cards? I didn't get them done. Oh. Alright, so there we go. So there's our little box. And here's where our little chocolates are going to go. And then the box, this is our little tab closure. And it just goes in like that. And the piece of the Poppy Parade that we had, this is just going to serve as the belly band around the box. So I just sort of started, and I didn't score this one because sometimes boxes don't always come out exactly the same. So I just like to just pinch it around, fold it, pinch it, fold it, pinch it, and then fold it and pinch it. And then we'll go ahead and we'll score on those, or not score, we'll burnish on those fold lines that we just created. And that just helps you so that when you're putting it together and it's not exactly the dimensions you're expecting, it doesn't look all wonky on you. It's not loose in one area and tight in another. Alright, so then this is just going to wrap around. And we're going to glue it to itself. You're just going to glue right here on this tab here. And this would be easier if I'd actually put some chocolates in it. It wouldn't keep caving in on me. So there we go. We're going to adhere that on there to give us the little belly band for our box. Give it a second. And when I'm making boxes, I do like to use, again, this liquid glue. So now that it's kind of set a little bit, I'm going to take it off here, and you can actually just lay it flat and make sure it's in there. Alright, so there's that. So there's our little belly band. So we're going to go back to our little meerkat guy, and we're going to take our blends again. And I use the same colors. So we're going to do the Granny Apple Green, and this is the light, and I did the whole cactus here in the light Granny Apple. and then the shading with the dark. Do these projects show up better on this darker background? I know the white background that I had before seemed like it was just hard to see. So I'm hoping this darker background is helpful. Seems like it looks a little bit better, but maybe that's just me and not how it's coming out. All right, so again, I used the Poppy Parade and I did the little cactus flowers. And then the ground, these are the crumb cake colors. So I used the light crumb cake and I did the same as I did for the card. I just made it look like the ground was just one whole piece here. And I'm going to shade with the dark crumb cake. And blend it in. So if you've not tried these blender pens, you need to try them. I can hook you up. They're amazing. I love them. I play with them all the time. Okay, my little meerkat, again, I'm going to do in the ivory just to give the brown a bit different. And I'm going to use the light crumb cake and I'm going to do a little shading on him as well. Just to give him a little life. Alright, so there is that guy. I'm going to punch out of the Granny Apple Green. I'm going to use the Starburst punch and just give myself a little Granny Apple for the background. And this Starburst and the 2-inch circle punch work perfectly together. They create just a great little background here. And I'm going to glue him down to the Starburst. Like so. All right, next piece. Okay, we're going to go back to our Whisper White, and I'm going to use Soft Suede. Now this Sending You a Little Something that's on this little box actually comes out of that Sending You Thoughts Sale-a-Bration set here. So it's Sending You a Little Something there. And I'm going to stamp them in the corner. And actually, you know what I did? Because this little stamp set has Sending You a Little Something and then it has the 3 dots, I took my little blender pen here and I'm actually going to wipe off the 3 dots because I don't want them. I want just the Sending You Thoughts. So I'm going to just clean that off there. And then I'm going to stamp it down here. And those dots aren't on there. So I'm going to hand cut again, and I think I'm going to use the bigger scissors because this one's a little bit longer. And I'm going to flag this little guy as well, just like I did at the card. And we're going to glue that on to our little meerkat. Now you only want to add a little glue to the end because this does, of course, stick off this little guy, and you don't want the glue everywhere. So I'm going to stick the glue right up there on my little sentiment. All right, so to finish off the belly band, I took a couple of dimensionals, and I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one here. To get my little ribbon embellishment here, all I did is take a piece of Whisper White ribbon, and I went back and forth. I folded it back and forth, like so, and pulled it till it was about the same length on either side. And I'm going to take a glue dot, and that's how I'm going to glue it down in the center of those little dimensionals. So I'm going to take a glue dot and hold it in place. Oops, I might have to pick up a second one here. And that's going to go right here in the center of my little belly band. And that's just a little ribbon embellishment there. So then I can place my little meerkat right over the top. Make sure he's straight. And there we go. So there is our second little meerkat project. So we have a little Sale-a-Bration box and our little meerkat card here that's from all of us. I hope that you guys enjoyed these projects. I love these little guys. This stamp set is so freaking cute. This guy, happy birthday to a stand-up friend. You can use this little stand-up meerkat. He's really adorable. So anyway, I know that we are not in cactus territory, but I think these are cute little guys, and they'd make some cute little projects. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you are creating away. Let me know if you need our new January to June mini catalog or our Sale-a-Bration flyer. Sale-a-Bration again goes to the end of March. So if you would like to host either an online party or an in-home party, just get in touch with me and we can make that happen. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.